Hello and welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to the news and the Newfie of the week. Now we'll get to some questions. Um, so these are going to be lightning questions, which means just quick questions about every team in the league. So Steve is going to do the East teams, and I'm going to do the West. I guess we'll go in alphabetical order, and we'll just.
Are we going to go question for question? I think we should
Yeah,
do that.
I'd say we'll just go one for one.
Okay.
For sure. Do you have yours in alphabetical or? Do you
No,
got
I
them by
don't. I
division?
just got them just random
Oh, all right.
Eastern Conference. So I'm just going to shoot a question
Yep.
at you.
Yeah, you do. You ask me whatever you feel like. What
Okay.
team do you feel like discussing?
Well, I just got them in random order, so I'm going to shoot you a question. You shoot me a question, and we'll go from there. All right.
Sounds
You
good,
want me
man.
to start?
Yeah, take her.
All right. The Florida Panthers. Got a question on them. Do you think they're legitimately a contender this year because they haven't got out of the first round in God knows when?
Great question. Big time, man. I think they've got a great team built, and I mean they've got everything. If you look at it on paper, they got a solid D core. They got two like very competent goalies, and they got probably the best forward core in the league. Like
Forward core, Reinhardt, Bennett goes off. Huberto.
I mean, it's just deep. There's even their fourth line can score. I was looking at the score sheet sometimes. Yes, man. I was looking at their score sheet sometimes, and fucking like fourth liners are scoring. I'm like, holy fuck, man! Like anybody on that team can score.
Ekblad's playing like a really good
Oh yeah, I'd say he's the best defenseman in the league this year.
He could be up for Norris, man. Because of his two-way play.
I mean, it's a small hockey market, so he won't get very many votes, but he's playing really good.
Yeah. So you think they're a contender?
100%, man. I think at least. Yeah, it depends who they play too, because like we were saying earlier, the that division is kind of tough. Like if they get Toronto in the first round, though, that would be fun.
That would be sick. I would love that.
It's going to be Toronto.
One of them's going to break it.
Breaks the curse, or Florida moves on.
I feel like if that was the first round series, one of them's going to win the cup.
Yeah,
I don't know. Win the cup this year. We know that.
Yeah, I don't think so, but but we'll see. All right. Do you mind if I? Do you think they're contenders?
I agree with you, man. Everything you said.
Nice. So I'll just hit you up with Anaheim. So, how many points do you think Zegras puts up this year, and how many points do you think Drysdale puts up this year?
I think they're gonna put up similar point totals. I think Drysdale's got the offensive talent of a number one defenseman in the future. He can play that really quick zone entry, like pass the puck up, enter the zone, pass it back to him, just find an open lane to shoot the puck. So I can see him getting anywhere from 20 to 30 points. I can. And I can see Zegras getting anywhere from 20 to 30 points because I don't think Anaheim scores enough. And I think they're both going to get their points on the power play.
Yeah,
rather
that's
than
actually a good call. I was saying I thought Zegras was going to get close to 40. I'd say Zegras puts up 30 to 35.
I think Zegras gets more. Zegras probably gets 8 or 9 more points, but I don't think Drysdale's far behind them because they get their points on the power play. If you look when they're scoring, they're not scoring 5-on-5 as often at all.
Zegras is first line center, isn't he?
I don't know. I hope not.
I think
so. I think Henrique has been playing a lot.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was there. Fuck.
Yeah. So
yeah,
but they get their points on the power play. You don't see them score 5-on-5 much. That's just the way Anaheim plays.
No, and Anaheim's built as a defensive team too. Not a very good defensive team, but they play defensively.
Yeah. So Hammer, what do you think? I'm gonna give you a number. I'm gonna say Zegras with 37, and I'm gonna say Drysdale with 30.
All right. No, I think Drysdale gets 25. I think Zegras gets 35. I think.
Okay, pretty similar, I guess.
Yeah. No, for sure. Hit me up with your next question, man. Who do you got next?
Do you think I got Buffalo, and I'm saying, do you think they can actually be competitive for a full season? Not saying to make the playoffs, but do you think they'll be in the run for like below the wild card or even in the wild card if it's just a long shot?
I think this team drops off. Like, I don't know. I don't know what math equation or fucking formula you got to use to get the answer to why they're playing so good right now. I guess it's just they're coming together as a team and saying, look, everybody thinks we're shit and we're not shit. Let's go out and prove them. But I don't think it's sustainable. I mean, you got a 40-year-old goalie. He's going to slow down, much like Mike Smith. They can't keep it up at their age. I mean, if they were like 25, 26, yes, they're young. They can go forever. But I mean, no, I don't think so. They got an old goalie. a young defensive core and just I don't know, just slow forwards. I don't know. They don't play a fast game, so they got to slow down. I don't think they can sustain it.
Okay.
What about you?
I think they play a very structured game, so I think they're gonna sustain it to a certain point, but I don't think it's gonna be high enough level to make the playoffs. I can see them being like 8 or 9 points at the playoffs, honestly, because that's how well they've been playing. Their structure's so good, man. They don't give up many chances.
No, they play great with the coach. I always forget this guy's name.
Granato.
Yeah, man. He plays. I mean, he coaches really structured.
He's getting them to play like a team that doesn't have
whipped into shape.
Yeah.
I just can't believe how nobody saw this coming. Just like because on paper they shouldn't be a good hockey club,
man.
But they play great.
I've watched like I've watched 2 or 3 Buffalo games. 2, I think, Buffalo games this year.
I think that's the world record for the most Buffalo Sabres games ever watched honestly, in a
year.
Season. It's usually you get 3 games in. It's like, holy fuck, man, I can't do this for a whole season.
I watched 2, so they play like New York Islanders to me.
Yeah, I don't watch them play, so I won't be able to tell you, but
they're just like they just got structure, man, and they don't give up much. They get.
I would say that they score more than New York.
Yeah, probably.
They seem like they've got a better power play percentage or something. Like
their power play is good, man.
Olofsson, it's really Olofsson. Well. He's just ripping shots this year. Yeah. He's got a sick shot.
Yeah. Now your question.
Arizona. When does Phil get traded? And do you think he gets traded? And if so, where to?
Oh, geez. Yes, he gets traded. He's probably going to be like number 2 or number 3 on the trade bait list when Trade Center rolls around.
Yep.
I think it would be really cool if he goes back to Pittsburgh.
Do they have the cap for him?
I know I'm not talking about cap because you can retain salaries. Arizona's going to take the salary in regardless.
Anytime you talk about fucking Tampa Bay anyway, the first question should be, are they going to put Kucherov on IR until playoffs anyway? So they could fill that spot in pretty easily and just keep Kuch out again.
Yeah, I could see him going to a team like Pittsburgh or maybe even a team like, we're talking about Arizona retaining cap because nobody's going to take Phil Kessel as it is anyways. And Arizona's got so much room. Not talking about cap, I think I could see him go to 2 teams he's already been on, Boston or Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I think Boston's
even though Boston needs a center. They need a center, but I know, but I think that he'd just be a good fit there.
Yeah.
He'd be a lot of
I can't see him going to Boston. I could definitely see him going to Pittsburgh.
And the thing off the top of my head, like of NHL teams who would really want that scoring winger, I can't see anybody trading. Yeah, but I can't see a team who's not in the playoffs trading for him. So it's got to be a trade value. Maybe like Washington. Washington, maybe.
Don't need him. They got Mantha now.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a team like maybe Calgary makes a move. But then again, they got wingers. Goudreau. Yeah.
They've got Mangiapane's doing good this year.
Yeah, Mangiapane's on fire.
I think they're all right. What's the trade value on Phil? Do you think it's a first rounder?
No. I don't think so. I think it's probably
a second rounder. Maybe B prospect.
I think it's a second rounder and a shittier level prospect, not like amazing. Maybe like God was 3rd or 4th round pick a few years ago, something like that. Maybe I know this sounds kind of a little bit far-fetched.
Oh my God. I heard the first 2 syllables of that. I know exactly where this is
maybe
going.
Seattle.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say trade fucking Matthews or something, put him back in Arizona.
No, man. I'm talking about Seattle. Maybe Seattle makes a move. I know Seattle needs center depth too, but
yeah, they need center depth, man. They already got Eberle. Brandon Tanev's playing good this year.
It's just like, what team wants? Like, I look at the teams here. I'm looking at them now, and it's like they all need centers. They don't need wingers.
Well, I got a book here of all the rosters. Let's flip through real quick, see who needs them. Actually, let's not do that because that's going to take an hour. Hit me with your next question. We're spending too long. These are supposed to be lightning questions.
Okay, well, anyways, Pittsburgh. I got Pittsburgh or Boston. That's my answer for you. Regardless.
I can see Pittsburgh for sure.
My question is about the Detroit Red Wings.
Nice.
I'm going to ask you: is Raymond the best rookie in the league this year?
100%.
Honestly,
100%, man. Who's better than him right now? Right now, no one. Overall skill, I'd say only Caulfield's better goal scorer. I didn't know how good he was. Honestly, we drafted him at 4, and I was kind of wanting Zegras, but now I'm happy he's a clam.
I think he's the
I
best
couldn't have been
rookie.
happier with that pick. He's the best rookie in the league right now. I mean, name another rookie that got a hat trick so far. I mean, it was against Chicago, so I don't know if that takes away from.
Don't be bragging about that. There is no rookie as good as him.
I don't think so either. The only rookie that's, I mean, Moat Sider is already Detroit's best defenseman.
You know who he plays like to me? I've watched one Detroit game this year, and I watched him, and he was kind of shifty with the puck a little bit, and he had a nice little quick shot. He kind of plays like Kucherov.
Oh, yes,
yes, he do, man.
I thought you were gonna compare him to another defenseman.
No, I'm talking about Raymond.
Oh, Raymond. Yeah.
Yeah. Raymond kind of plays like Kucherov, man. Is that a fair comparison? He's shifty with the puck, and he's still got a good shot, and he can pass it well. He kind of does a bit of everything.
Yeah,
do you think
he's
that's
got
a
better
comparison?
shot than I thought, and his passing is unreal. Just like he can always find a passing lane.
Exactly.
Doesn't
that's
matter
like
if there's
Kucherov.
4 people there. Kucherov is great on the power play, getting it like across the ice.
And that's what Raymond's like too.
He is.
He reminds me of Nikita Kucherov.
That's a fair comparison. Yeah, I think he's a bit taller than Kucherov, and I think he plays more physical game. I mean, actually, I don't know. I kind of take that back because Kucherov is pretty famous for hitting people from behind in the playoffs and gets suspended. So probably doesn't play bigger than him.
The Nazem Kadri special, I like to call it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I for my money, Lucas Raymond is the best rookie.
I think you're right, buddy.
Yeah, I'm happy you asked me that. That kind of fires me up. Thank you.
No worries.
I'll ask you a question about Calgary if you're all right with that.
Yes, sir.
What do they need to be a consistent playoff team, or what do they need to add? Do they need to add Phil Kessel?
Jack Eichel. I think they need.
They lost their number one defenseman, and they lost their captain, so that was a big cornerstone, no doubt.
I think they need good depth. Honestly, I think I've talked shit on Monahan, I've talked shit on Gaudreau, but the reality of that situation is you're not going to trade those players out and get good enough value back, especially at this time of the year. So I think they just need good depth, and that'll be able to get them on a good playoff run. Maybe, like I said, Phil Kessel. I mean, I know they got a lot of depth, but if you can get a guy for a second-round pick and you think you're going to go on a good playoff run, why not? It's worth the risk. And if his deal's expiring, you don't have to worry about the cap beyond that year. So that's why I would say, like, if I was Calgary and they're still playing good, trade deadline rolls around, just give up a pick, man. Like, it's not the end of the world. You got Connor Zary and you got other guys coming up. So give up a nice pick. And
they definitely need it. Really drops off after that second line.
Yeah,
I mean,
so if they had Phil Kessel there, man, Phil Kessel on a line with.
I don't know where you'd have to put him. You'd have to play him second line with Monahan because you're not breaking up that top line. That top line is money this year.
Yeah. Well, I
Mangiapane's playing good too. See,
I think they need depth to win.
Yeah.
I don't think they need to bring in a star player because they don't need it now because they got a lot of money spent on a lot of guys there. It seems like.
I'll tell you what, it looks like they found their goalie. Jacob Markstrom's playing really good this year.
I don't think they need to worry about goaltending either.
No,
I
think
their backup?
Either depth or blue line, maybe.
I don't even know who their backup is, man. Oh, it's a Vladar.
Yeah. Yeah, Vladar.
Yeah, he's decent enough. I don't know if he's really. I wouldn't want Markstrom to get injured or anything, but
no, man, me neither. He's playing great, so.
I think
I got him in fantasy too, so I really don't want him to get injured.
I think they pick up a defenseman and a forward at the deadline and trade away a couple picks.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the first round pick is untouchable just because they don't need a player that they're going to get with their first round pick. I think they definitely move their second or third though.
Yeah, I see Phil Kessel going there, maybe a nice defenseman. Yeah. That's my answer to your question, anyways, buddy.
Nice. All right. So scoring depth and a defenseman. I was thinking the same thing. I was more leaning towards defenseman, but definitely depth too on the forward core.
Depth everywhere. Anyways, we'll move on.
Yeah.
My question to you is the New York Rangers, and I am asking: is Lafreniere and Kako I phrased that wrong. Are Lafreniere and Kako going to have another poor year, or are they going to step up to be the actual, where they were drafted, like up to that potential? What do you think?
I think Kako has one more bad year. I think Laugh ends it right now, though. I think Laugh is starting to turn it on. If you just watch like him playing, you can see why he was so effective in juniors, because this guy's always wide open. Like he's always looking and waiting for a pass. I just don't think he's gotten good enough bounces, but he will. He'll turn it on this year. I think Kako has one bad year. I don't know.
Kako's not in the lineup right now, so
yeah, Kako's not quick enough or something. Like he's not quick enough to be effective. He has to, I don't know, work on his skating and be more of a powerful skater or something. Like
he's drafted as a now, so I think it's hard for us to judge how he's going to do this year when he hasn't really played. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, exactly. And he's injured too, so I don't know.
They changed the coach, so I'm kind of thinking that a reason for that was like these young guys aren't scoring. So,
well, Laugh is getting plenty of time on the power play and second line.
Yeah.
So he's definitely getting his reps. He's just not getting good bounces, and he's not.
He's starting to get a few points though. He's getting a few.
He is, yeah. He scored a backdoor tap in the other night. No, I think Laugh turns it on this year. I think Kako just because.
How many points Lafreniere get?
I think he gets 45.
Yeah, I think he's around 40 something area. I think Kako points. Depends how many games he missed. I think Kako can be around the 30
probably going to be back at the end of November, early December. He's only
I think he could
be.
He was
only out 2 months, I think.
I think he can be around the 30 to 40 point range as well, man. Because I mean, he's got all the talent.
Yeah. See, I don't think he gets. I don't know. I don't think he gets the reps that Laugh does. I think he gets outshined by Laugh. I mean, you put Laugh there, and it's like first round Canadian kid, and then you put like fucking Kako there, and he's like, oh, second overall Finnish kid. Ugh, fuck that. We got first overall Canadian boy here. So I don't know. I think he gets outshined a bit.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you think they have another poor year, or you already said? Do you think 30 or 40 points?
I think they're 2 or 3 years away from being really, really good hockey players. Both of them.
Yeah,
I think Lafreniere's ahead of Kako though.
Yeah, I think Laugh. I don't know. Just gets first line. Do you think they play on the same line in the future?
That'd be cool. Line? That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
But we'll wait and see, I guess.
Yeah. Do you mind if I ask you a question with Chicago?
Go ahead, man. What else can you ask about this fucking shithole?
Probably the only thing we haven't touched on, and that is, does Flower ever turn it on this year, or do you think this might be his last year?
I think he doesn't turn it on. I think he probably has a really bad year. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't want him to because I love him. I think he has a really bad year, and I think he signs somewhere else in the offseason.
What if he signs with Pittsburgh?
I think he signs with Pittsburgh, man.
I'm telling you. Shit. Do they take? He's making what? He's making 8 or 9 million a year.
7. His contract's up this year, though.
Okay, yeah.
So he's going free agency. He's going to choose where he wants to go. Oh,
definitely. Yeah, 100%.
I got a feeling he go to Pittsburgh for like $2 million.
That's his home, man. He spent most of his career there, so wouldn't surprise me.
I'm betting that he has a really bad year. Unfortunately, I don't want to bet that because I like him. I think he's one of the best, but I think he's in Chicago. There's kind of no hope. He's letting in 4 or 5 goals every night, and it's not his fault. Defense.
He's got no defense there.
Yeah, so I think he signs somewhere else next year. To answer your question.
That was my question. Do you think he turns it on now? Or you already said that? Sorry.
No.
All right.
I don't.
Yeah. All right. I forgot you answered my question. You can ask me one now.
Carolina. Is Freddie Anderson the biggest steal in free agency this year?
I'm trying to think of who else was in free agency.
Seth Jones. No, he was traded.
No, he's traded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yep. What's his deal like?
I think it's around 4 mil, 4.5.
Oh my God, he's playing like a $9 million goalie right now. I don't think he's lost. I don't think he's lost a game. He hasn't because Carolina has.
No, he's 7-0.
Oh man, he's playing unreal.
He's got like a 930 save percentage.
Yeah, I think he definitely is, man. I don't know what happened in Toronto to make him kind of lose that.
Injuries, man. He was injured all last year.
Yeah. Fuck.
And when he was playing injured.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's right.
I think the Leafs just were like, man, like he never had a good year. He's injured. We just kind of want to move on and get somebody who's like not gonna be injury prone because he was a bit
Picks up
injury prone the
Mrazek,
last few
injured
years.
first game.
Yeah, that's just shitty luck, man.
Oh my god. But I don't know. Mrazek was injury prone anyway. He was out like all last year with a broken pinky or something.
So that doesn't really make sense to me that they got an injury prone goalie. They'd let him leave and then they picked up another injury prone goalie. So I don't know.
I mean, it's Toronto, man. It's Toronto.
Sorry, Campbell's the guy, anyways.
Yeah, it looks like it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think he definitely was the biggest steal just because nobody else comes to mind right now that was even close to performing like he is right now. I think he's the best goalie in the league right now. I mean, you can't argue with his win percentage. It's 100%.
Yeah, he's the best goalie in the league right now. There's no doubt because he hasn't lost a fucking game. You can't. I mean, overall in the league, I wouldn't say he's the best goalie, but as of right now in this second, he's playing like the best goalie.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, apparently not. Sorokin won fucking player of the week over him, but
yeah, fuck Sorokin. I'll get Varlamov in there for the hockey pool.
Yeah, for the fantasy, that'd be good on points for fantasy for sure. Colorado. Does McKinnon finally get more than 100 points in his career? The closest time he's been, he got 99.
99,
I think 2019 he got 99. Does he finally get over 100 or no?
No, I don't think so. Unfortunately, I think he hovers around the 90 points, 95 points, 96. He missed a few games already. Yeah, I mean he's above point. He's above point per game. I mean he's going to be every year, but I think I don't know. I think he's just a 90-point player, and I think he's the second best player in the league. I do.
I think he is too.
But I don't think. Sure. I think Draisaitl puts up more points, and I think Draisaitl puts up more points because he's on the same team as McDavid. Not saying that Draisaitl can't carry it. Let's be honest. If McDavid wasn't there, I see Draisaitl point totals wouldn't be as high.
He's the Malkin. He's the Malkin version of this era.
Listen. If Draisaitl played in Dallas or let's say somewhere else where there was no McDavid, he's not getting 115, 120 points a year. He's not, man. I'm telling you, he's getting 80 or 90 points.
Yeah, that's a fair statement, honestly. Yeah.
I think Draisaitl will get more points.
Any play that he gets a point on, McDavid's usually involved as well.
I think if he was on any other team, he'd be more like McKinnon point totals, which is like 90, close to 100. But I think McKinnon's a better player than Draisaitl, honestly, because he runs.
I think he's a better individual player too, but
yeah.
That's
fine.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think he breaks 100 points. What did I say? I said Pittsburgh. Is Mike Sullivan a top 5 coach in the league? That's
number one.
My question.
Number one
coach in the league.
Number one coach in the league. Imagine coaching a team that doesn't have Crosby, Malkin, Letang, or Gensel.
And he's done it for several years in a row.
Yeah, he's done it with or without good players, man. Number one for me. And he's brought this team way farther than they should have been right now. Yeah. With the players, and he knows how to utilize like we were talking about earlier, just like rookie players that are just coming into the league. He knows how to make them good players.
I think he's the second best coach in the league.
Who's first?
Trotz from New York.
Oh yeah, fair enough. And John Cooper's got to be up there too. But I guess John Cooper's coaching a lot of skill over there.
Yeah, so I feel like Trotz can work with anything. That's why, and that's kind of like Mike Sullivan. They're both they can work with whatever. They can put a good team on ice no matter how many skilled players I have. So that's why I think Trotz is first, and I think Mike Sullivan's probably second.
Yeah,
that's mine.
No, you're right. I forgot about Trotz there for a second because what he did for New York was
but I mean that's a good pick, man. No one's gonna argue with you if you said Mike Sullivan's the best.
It's close. I'd say it's like 1A, 1B, or something like that. Like
they're really good coaches, regardless.
For sure. I got a question about Dallas. Which goalie do you think they move on from? Because there's no way they got to stay with. They got 4 starters. They got not 4 starters, but 4 really good goalies in Ottinger, Hudobin, Bishop, and Holtby. Which one do you think they move on from? I think they keep 3 of them, but I think one has to go.
I think they want to move on from Hudobin, honestly.
Oh yeah, I think so. Well, it's just an age thing. I think he's still a good backup goalie though, and he still brings a lot of experience. But like Ottinger,
Bishop's always injured. Like what? I don't know. Bishop's doesn't really provide much at this point in his career either.
No,
as far as I'm concerned. So I think they want to get rid of 2 of them. Bishop and Hudobin, and I think they want to go with Holtby and Attinger.
Yeah. I didn't think Holtby was going to be as good as he is this year.
He's playing well.
Yeah, I guess it was just Vancouver kind of bringing him down because last year he had a terrible season.
Sometimes, you don't fit with certain teams, just the way it goes, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, for sure. I don't think they move on from Ottinger because that's their future goalie, I think.
I think he should be in the net now more. I think they're just like going a little bit slow with his development for some reason.
They got fucking 4 goalies, man.
Exactly. I think
I guess Bishop's not playing. Bishop must be living life, dude. He's probably out there drinking fucking mimosas every day and fucking walking around Dallas being like getting paid all this money. Nobody knows who
I don't remember the last time
follows hockey in Dallas.
I don't remember the last time I've seen like Ben Bishop like suit up for an NHL game.
Dude, it was in LA.
No, he played in Dallas, man.
I never watched him in Dallas.
Yeah, he played like a
time I ever watched him in Dallas. I watched him in LA. Or no, I don't even think I did. He was only there for a week.
Yeah, he was the goalie. He brought Tampa to the finals like 2015 or something.
2015. Yeah, it was the year before Vass came in.
Yeah. Times change.
What's your next team there, buddy?
I like that quote. I said, "Times change."
Times change.
Yes, sir. What'd you say?
What's your next question?
Washington.
All right.
Does Ovechkin reclaim the Rocket this year?
60 goals. 60 for Ovi. He's red hot right now. He's got 9 goals in 5 games. Nobody can touch this guy when it comes to scoring. Maybe like Mangiapane or something, but that's it.
He's the best goal scorer. Yeah.
Yeah. Right now for this year, I mean, I don't know. I thought Matthews was going to come out of the gate hot, but he's taking a slow start to the season, and I think that hurts him in his chances to get in the Rocket because you got to get the goals now on teams because it's going to be hard to get them at the end of the year. You're not going to be getting as many goals unless yours has been a Jad in like April.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ovi definitely gets the Rocket this year.
Yeah, I think so.
He's my front runner for sure, and I think everybody else is too.
Yeah, definitely.
I got a question about Edmonton. How far do you think they realistically go in the playoffs this year?
I think they go like I can see them making the conference finals.
Really?
McDavid, man. Just McDavid. Simple. Yeah. I can answer your question with one fucking word. McDavid. That's one word.
That's
right?
2. No,
that's 2 words.
No, that's a good point. And I think that's everybody else's point. But do you think McDavid gets burnt out this year, having to drag his team through the regular season and then drag them through playoffs too?
I don't think he does because I think they got a lot of good depth there. I know a lot of it's older players and everything, but like Warren Fogel's fitting in really good. And then they got Derek Ryan, wins a lot of face-offs, and Zach Hyman like just plays that type of game where like he shows up every night. So
yeah. And Mike Smith is injured right now, but when he wasn't, he was playing good. And Koskinen isn't actually playing like a total shitbag either.
Yeah, he's playing decent, but I don't like Koskinen. I think
I don't either. He's a little bit overpaid. Actually, a lot overpaid, man. He should be getting paid like $2 million a year, and he's getting 4.
I feel like if they had a tandem at Edmonton, it would be like a solid tandem of like a younger goalie, someone in their like mid-20s would look a lot better. But I think I can see him having a good year, especially after last year and what happened.
Yeah, I think McDavid and Draisaitl just gets burnt out. Like McDavid's probably going to score 150 points this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's unreal, and like I don't know, his way of just like it seems like he could just score at will, like any play. Like it looks like he could just go through everyone. I love watching Edmonton play. Like I'd almost go on my phone every time like McDavid's not on the ice, and then when McDavid's on the ice, I'd look up.
Yeah, you get to watch.
Yeah,
everybody watches when McDavid's on the ice.
Yeah. Yeah. So you think conference final? I think first round.
No, man.
There's a certain level of burnout. I think they gotta. I don't know.
I think they're gonna. It's inevitable that McDavid wins a cup.
Yeah, he's too good not to. Even Gretzky said that.
I think he wins one in the next 2 to 3 years, regardless.
I like to see it. Yeah.
You can't stop players like that from winning the cup. It just doesn't happen. Lemieux got his cup. Gretzky got his cup. Crosby got his cup. Ovechkin got his cup. McDavid's gonna get his cup.
Yeah,
they all do when they're that good.
For sure.
Yeah, Marner's gonna get his cup.
Oh.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
We'll see.
He's not on the same level. We know that. Spezza's gonna get his cup more likely. He's like,
does Jumbo Joe get his cup with Florida?
I hope so.
I hope so too, man.
God, I hope
I'd like
Marlowe
to see them
signs
bring
in
in
Florida.
Marlowe too.
Yes, I hope Marlowe signs for $700K in Florida and trade deadline. Put him on the fourth line.
Yeah.
Really good.
Imagine him and Joe. Imagine the plays they'd make passing around.
Yeah, imagine the plays they'd make if it was 2008. Anyway.
What's the next question?
I got the Islanders here.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, can the Islanders have another good year in the playoffs, or is this the year where they kind of miss out on a nice run and get knocked out in the first round?
I'd say Series Cup contenders, man. They unlike what I was saying about Edmonton, like there is no player that gets burned out in New York because they don't play a high flying game. It's structured, easy game, and I don't know, like Lou brings in pieces to that fit that make them work, and Trotz just puts the players on the ice where it gives them the best percentage to win the game. So I don't know. I think they're Series Cup contenders. I'd say conference final, if not even Stanley Cup final. I'd say they're right up there in the odds with Tampa Bay or Chicago or Carolina.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Well, how far do you think they get?
I think they have just one of those years where they kind of just don't. Every good team has one of those years. First round.
Tampa had it against Columbus.
Every good team. So I can't see them. I don't think they have enough to win the cup, honestly.
Well, you say that and you say, oh, they don't have a superstar. Well, they got Barzell, but he's not coached like you'd coach a superstar. He's coached just like an average Joe. So that's why I guess they don't stand out.
I don't know, man. It's just something about New York Islanders. I just don't look when I think about cup contending. I think they're a cup contender, but I just don't think they're going to win a cup.
Yeah, usually every team has like three things. They have a 1-2 punch down the middle. I mean, they got Barzell, and I can't even name their other center.
Peugeot.
Like their second. Who?
Peugeot, isn't it?
Peugeot's their second liner.
Or is it like Brock Nelson? Is either
Brock Nelson it could be Brock Nelson. Well, yeah, every team usually has a 1-2 punch down the middle. They usually have a cornerstone like superstar defenseman, and they got a number one goalie. New York Islanders have a tandem situation like 50-50.
They're not built like that. They're built different.
Yeah, they are. Different. And they don't have a superstar goalie, and they don't have a rock solid 1-2 punch. So
they got a really good top pairing though. Pollock and Pelech. It's one of the best defense pairings in the league though. As a unit. I'd say
it's definitely up there, but it's not like one is a superstar and the other one is like above average.
It's as like a unit,
just above average. As a unit, like I said, I don't really watch New York Islanders games, so I've never even seen these two play. I've just heard how good they are, but they don't show it on the score sheet, eh? It must just be like they bring intangibles. That
they just play really good in their own zone, man.
Fair enough. Yeah, so no, I definitely think they're cup contenders this year.
Okay. That's fair.
Los Angeles is Kopitar's offensive production solely due to the addition of Danault, taking some pressure off of him defensively?
No, I don't think so.
What is the sole or the key to Kopitar's offensive production this year then?
I think that's Kopitar. I think he's just one of the best players in the league.
Yeah.
He's solid, man. He's a top 20 player in the league.
I think it does play a role. You know, Kopitar used to have to play like PK because he was always like so good defensively. He was always like relied on in any 5-on-5 defensive situation for like in his own zone must-win faceoffs and stuff. And I think that's taken off.
You're right. He doesn't have
that just gives him a lot more, I don't know, energy to make offensive plays this year.
Yeah, he's not relied on to do everything as much anymore, I guess. But from a skill standpoint, I think he's just.
Oh yeah, obviously, like.
But obviously, it helps when he doesn't have to go on every penalty kill and stuff. So yeah, you know, you're making a good point. I'm gonna.
Yeah, that was kind of the thing of my question because I heard it on Elliot Friedman's podcast, 31 Thoughts, or I guess 32 Thoughts now, and it kind of like sparked my interest in it. I was like, I didn't think about that before. How important Danault's role is in LA. until
until
he said that.
When you say it like that, the way you phrase it then when we discussed it.
And that's how Elliot phrased it too. And it blew my mind how I never thought about it. And how that kind of went so under the radar in this year's off season.
Yeah, that definitely plays a factor into his production though, when you think about it. Just takes a few minutes off him when the defensive zone.
Gives him a bit more energy, frees him up for more, I don't know, offensive
Yeah, you're right. And I got a question for you now about Boston.
All right, let's hear it.
If the top line is shut down in Boston, can they still win a playoff series?
I'm gonna say no. I don't think Hall is good enough to drive that second line. As good as Hall is, and he is really good, I don't think they need one more piece. They need a centerman for that second line that actually be driven. I think their depth is all right.
The guy I was thinking was like David Krejci, man. He'd probably fit in really well there.
Oh yeah, I never thought about that before, man. Jeez.
Yeah, too bad he's in like Czech Republic.
Yeah, he's playing with friggin', I don't know, Jaromír Jágr's kids or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think they are, man. They rely on that first line way too heavily for them to go farther in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they miss a couple of depth pieces, but it is what it is.
They need a second line center, and they need honestly, that's it. I think their depth is all right. A lot of their players go under the radar just because they're defensively minded on their forward core. You don't see them on the score sheet, so they don't come up much. But I think they have a rock solid squad there, but they do rely too much on the top line. They need
they do too.
Second line center to help drive offense with Hall.
Well,
do you think Malkin maybe is if you're saying he is a trading piece? Do you think he might go there in the
maybe that would work?
Yeah, man, for sure. He's used to being a second line center.
Yeah, that would work. I think that'd be a really good fit, actually. Bring Malkin and Kessel to Boston.
Oh my God, what a squad you'd have! What a second line you'd have! Hall, Malkin, and Phil. Holy shit,
that'd be insane. That'd be insane if it was 2014.
Yeah, and if Malkin wasn't a piece of glass this year.
Yeah. Anyways, what's your question, buddy?
My question for you is Minnesota. Now, I wouldn't bring this question to anyone, but since you're a fan, I want to ask you who you think gets more points this year? Greenway, Fiala, or Zuccarello?
Zuccarello.
Yeah, this was wrote a while ago before he started popping off on that top line. Who do you think gets more points out of Greenway and Fiala?
Geez, that's a hard one because I feel like they're pretty.
I thought Fiala was going to do a lot better this year.
Fiala had that one good year in Minnesota where everybody really talked about him a lot.
Yeah.
I think he's a solid player. I don't see him as a top line player. He's a good second line piece.
I always did. See, I thought he was going to be a superstar in Nashville.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see it. He's more of a second line winger, kind of like a Jaden Schwartz, somebody like that. Just pretty much really good second line winger. Full career.
Good comparison. I like that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think Greenway has the potential to score more points, honestly.
Greenway's just a big
he's a power forward. Power forward.
Yeah, he's power forward.
Yeah. So I'm going to say Zuccarello first. I'm going to say Greenway second. I'm going to say Fiala third.
Nice. And that's my question. I would put Fiala above Greenway, but I'd still have Zook at one. Norwegian Prince.
Yes, sir. Anyways, I got a Devil's question for you.
All right.
Does Mercer stay in the lineup for 82 games, despite like if there was an injury? Like if there's no injuries, does he stay in the lineup?
I think so. For
sure.
Me
too.
The Devils organization are giving him a lot of praise this year, saying we didn't know how good this kid really was. Yeah. I mean, he definitely stays around, and I think he's got a guaranteed role on the middle six now for pretty much his career. I don't think anybody bumps him out because you said he's playing power play.
I think he's got a guaranteed role in the top six if he keeps it up for the year.
I don't know. I'd put a middle six. I'd say 2 or 3. I don't think
he's that good, man. He's that good, man. People underestimate this guy. I feel like everybody from Newfoundland's a bit humble with him and underestimates his potential. But man, he's just as good as fucking Newhook. It's simple as that. I didn't think he was at first, but I've been watching him, and he's such a fast skater, man. I think he's a complimentary player in a top six, sort of like a Zach Hyman in a sense. I don't know if he has this drive, like, because Zach Hyman is just one of those unique players where he just shows up every night. But I think he's a complimentary player to a top 2 center his full career.
Yeah, for sure. I don't see how you can take him out right now. He's playing lights out for a rookie. I mean, like coming in your rookie season, like he had no expectations. Like he was like a top 5 pick. Like he didn't have big expectations. I think he met or exceeded everyone's expectations.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit you with a Nashville question. If they miss the playoffs, do they tear it all down, or do they keep trying to make this team a winner?
I hope they tear it down. David Poile needs to just check himself into a retirement home. He's been in Nashville for like 20 plus years. I mean, mostly what he does is sign pretty mediocre contracts that don't turn out well. And he had like a couple good years there, but other than that, Nashville's kind of just been on the fence. I think they need new management. I think they need new players. I don't think they're going to win with this middle of the road team with overpaid centers.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people feel the same way.
Montreal last year was kind of an anomaly where they weren't expected to do anything and they went right to the Cup finals. I mean, that doesn't happen too often. So
yeah, and Arvidsson's gone to LA and they got Cody Glass back in that 3-way deal, and he's in the minors. So
really,
yeah,
give this man a shot, man. Cody Glass is sick.
Yeah,
I think by the end of his career, he'll end up in Chicago. He played for the Portland Winterhawks, and they're kind of like a ripoff of Chicago's like uniform and stuff. So I don't know. I can only see him in like those colors for some reason now.
Maybe when he puts jersey back on like that, he'll feel at home and he'll start scoring, pretending he's in juniors again.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I think they do need to fix it all. I don't think they're going to win. Well, they might not, but like they just need to realize that they're not going to win Stanley Cup with what they got.
Yeah, the problem is Yossi is in his prime right now. Yossi is a Norris candidate this year too. He's on fire this year.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
He scored like 4 points in one game. He got 2 goals and 2 apples in one game.
You know, there's issues when your defenseman's your leading scorer every year. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Fucking, you're Nashville when your defenseman is also your best forward.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't see how they can keep trying to make this a playoff team. They got 2 bad contracts in Duchesne and Johansson. And I don't know. Those are unmovable contracts. I don't know why they took on that contract from Ottawa.
Mm-hmm. I think
rough contract, man. I guess they seen something in Duchesne that wasn't there, or he had something and lost it. But it's officially not a slump anymore. I don't know.
Oh, he's not a good player anymore, like he was Duchesne.
I thought
he was on the Olympic team in Sochi, but he's nowhere near that now.
Yeah, man, he was unreal back in the day, like in Chicago or Colorado. Yeah. Like when McKinnon was just starting to come on the scene, like 2013, 2014. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Duchesne was sick, but
he's nowhere near that player now.
Well, he got paid, so that's good.
Yeah, who gives a fuck? You get a Range Rover.
Do you got a question?
I do, man. I'm at Columbus now.
Yeah.
Should they focus on rebuilding or winning because they're in a weird spot?
Yeah.
Seems like they win games, but they like half rebuild.
Yeah, they definitely should focus on a rebuild. They should build a team to win when Boquist is in his prime now. When you got Boquist coming up, when he's in his prime, Werenski will probably be 28, so he's still be in his prime then. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to think of forwards, and they got Kent Johnson, Cole Sillinger coming in. Mm-hmm. I don't know. They definitely need more offensive production in Columbus. So I think their defense is fine. I mean, I don't see any problems back there, except losing Seth Jones, but he wasn't really much of a defenseman. He was just like a point producer kind of thing and just a big body back there. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I think their defense is all right for the spot they're in, but they definitely need to add a piece. A small piece, just like a solid like 6 and 7 defenseman maybe for injuries, and they need to add like more in the top lines of their forwards. I think their depth is fine though.
I think they just got to draft and just wait. Honestly, I don't.
Yeah. I kind of rambled.
Sign anybody.
You pretty much just fucking summed it up. Then
summed it up in 3 words.
Yeah, you should definitely take their GM, slap him a couple times, and say, "Fucking stay out of free agency, buddy.
Yeah,
fucking stay out of it.
Stay out of it.
You're not that guy, pal. You're
2 or 3 years of draft and then sign somebody.
Yeah, for sure. They definitely need a couple years just to slow down, take the time, and just think about the long run here.
Yeah, good answer.
Thank you, sir. Good question. All right, on to San Jose. Is this team a playoff team, do you think? And or do you think and do they bring back Merlot if so, or Marlowe if they are? That was kind of a weird question. I need to say that again. I feel like, is this team a playoff team, and do they bring back Marlowe if they are?
I don't think they're a playoff team.
Playing some good now though.
You know what? I think they're a wild card team. I think that's a better way to put it.
Yeah.
I think that if they do make it, it'll be in the wild card, and I think if they do make it, they're going to probably lose in the first or second round. I feel like San Jose is the type of team that could probably make it to the second round just because of the experience and whatnot. But I feel like it's just a second round exit. They're not. They don't have it to win the cup. And I don't think they're going to sign Merrill, honestly. I think they're in a different direction. They're moved on from him. So I think if they do make it in the wild card, they could go to the second round, but you never know.
Yeah, I think they are a playoff team just because the weak division. It's only Edmonton and geez, who else is in top of that division? Fuck, is it Vegas? No. Why am I so bad? It's Vegas and Edmonton, Vancouver, Calgary, Seattle, Anaheim, Los Angeles, and San Jose.
See, I think Seattle makes it over San Jose.
I don't think Seattle makes it. I think San Jose makes it over Seattle.
I don't look into the first 10 games of the season too much.
I
don't let that dictate the rest of the season for me.
Yeah, it's good thing you're a Leafs fan.
Yeah, boy.
That's a good attribute for a Leafs fan. I meant to say.
I guess so. I don't look too much into the first 10 games of the season.
Jokes. I'm kidding. Toronto's going to turn it around. Speaking of Toronto, do you got a Toronto question since we're on the topic?
I do. We're not there yet.
Okay.
I got them wrote in order. I don't want to mess it up and lose track
that's fair. Too.
Yeah. My question for you next is Philadelphia.
Okay.
Are the Flyers good enough to actually make a run, or are they just fucking mediocre?
Not in this division. I think they have to wait for Pittsburgh and Washington to drop off until they actually make a decent stab at a cup run. They're not making the playoffs. If Pittsburgh and Washington keeps playing as good as they are, they can't. It's impossible because there's teams like Islanders and Canes too that got to get in. I don't see this is the toughest division in hockey right now, and I can't see Philadelphia breaking in. They're only playing mediocre right now. They're not playing like unbelievable.
No, I think Philadelphia is just going to be a middle of the pack team for pretty much.
They got to be until some of these teams drop off.
Till Crosby and Ovechkin and everybody's done.
Exactly. They're not going to be able to break through.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Beat out those teams.
Yeah, you're right, man. Good answer.
Thanks. Good question. 2 good questions in a row. Jesus. Look at us.
Yes,
I got a Seattle question.
Okay.
If they aren't a playoff team, come trade deadline, who do they sell? Do they sell anyone?
Definitely not the goalies.
No, I think they got the Ari tandem there.
For defense, who do they? I don't think they sell much of anything. I feel like they brought guys in who signed deals who want to be there. I feel like if they trade somebody, it's going to be somebody like a Donskoy or somebody like that. Somebody who's not going to fit you a whole pile of goods. Yeah. I can't see them trading off guys like Schwartz and Eberle. I mean, that's their identity. If they don't make it, I think they're just going to draft and they're just going to take it slow. I can't see them being big sellers because of just coming into it.
I got 2 names to throw at you. The first one is Giordano. I know he's their captain, but he's old. He's getting older, and he's still a good defenseman. And I mean, what does Seattle gain by keeping them there if they're not a playoff team? And they can get a lot of value for defensemen. We know how valuable defensemen are in this day and age. So do you think they might move him?
I think it's a good thought, but I think it's a 0% chance.
Yeah,
I think
they just
part of
named
their
him
identity
captain,
now,
and that's kind of the cornerstone. But he is getting up there in age.
It's a good idea, but it's just
I think they might. I think they might, just because I can't see them gaining anything from keeping him there.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but if you do that, you give a guy to see, you don't trade him off like 50 games later. I think they're building they're at a long-term goal and they just want to be competitive in the meantime. So I can't see them doing that. I think that'd be a bad look from. I think that'd be a bad reputation.
Yeah, I think, and that's the thing too, the reputation. It's like, what message does that send to the players?
They're not going to want to sign in free agency if they know they just traded a captain 50 games after he was named it. So
yeah. And another name I got is Brandon Tanev. Do you think they trade him?
Oh fuck,
he's a good playoff player, and he's got grit and he's got skill.
He's scoring. He got like 6 or 7 goals this year.
Got 6. I don't know how many he scored last year, but I tell you, he didn't score 6.
It's a good idea because he's probably not going to score like that consistently after this year. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think he's just got great trade value right now. So if he keeps this up, I mean, it's impossible to keep this pace, but
my answer is no, because again, it's their identity now. I don't think they're a team that's going to just sell everybody for a couple of picks. I don't think they're that team.
I hope not, because that's no way to build a franchise, man.
No.
You can't do that. Sweet, good answer. What's your next question?
3-peat.
Yep. Okay. I think they do. I think
good answer.
They got rid of their fourth line and Gord, but I mean, it doesn't look like it made a huge difference. They kind of replaced it with guys like Perry and who else did they bring in? They brought in
Boris Kachuk is playing. He's a rookie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they do, honestly.
Who do you think wins it this year?
Toronto, man.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah.
I got to stick with my prediction I made at the start, man. I can't stick with your guns,
man. Yeah.
Yes, man. No matter what happens, I got to stick with it until they're officially eliminated from playoff contention. If that ever happens. So,
fair enough.
I'm gonna say no, but I know why you're saying yes.
I think they do. I think they only. I mean, a team that good and that close to the cap only loses their fourth line and one player to Seattle. I think it was a tough loss for Gord, but I mean, they got players to fill that role, and I think they're pretty structured and good coached. So I think they three-peat. The only reason they don't three-peat is because they're tired. You know, they've been playing hockey, like the most hockey out of any other team for the last 3 years. So
yeah,
tired guys are banged up, stuff like that.
Well,
and they got the best goalie in the world. I'd be hard pressed to hear an argument where Vasilevsky isn't the best goalie in the world.
There isn't one. Yeah. Not a valid one.
No, and if there is one, it'd just be like opinion or something or bias.
Yeah, bias.
Yeah. Sweet. Nice. Yeah, I think they three-peat, and you think Toronto wins the cup, so we'll have to see.
I'm gonna be a fucking joke. There's gonna be memes made about me when we start getting the following.
Yeah. We need a Spit and Chicklets memes guy. We need a hockey tank memes guy.
Yeah. I don't think we're good enough for that yet.
No, maybe in a couple of years, man. If anybody's listening, wants to make a meme account, feel free. You've got my but they gotta be funny memes. They gotta be good memes. You can't just say like, I don't know.
Not 2010 memes.
I got a question about St. Louis. Who do you think has the better year, Robert Thomas or Jordan Kyrou?
Jordan Kyrou. I think he's got way more offensive potential.
Oh, I think Thomas got more potential, but Kyrou is definitely having a good season.
I think Kyrou's got more skill. He can shoot the puck better, and I think he can pass the puck better. But
he's definitely got better hands, I think.
I think he can shoot and pass the puck better. I think Thomas is a good like power forward type of player. Seems like he's good like just playing two-way game, but I don't.
He's a good two-way player. I'll agree.
I don't think he has the offensive attributes of a guy like Kyrou. So that's my reasoning there. I think that's pretty much simple as that. I just think Kyrou's got more offensive skill than Thomas, but I'm not saying that he's a better player because you need two-way guys, but I think he has more skill. So that's pretty much my answer.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's Thomas, but he hasn't shown much this year, and I don't even think he's in the lineup. I haven't seen him on score sheets or anything this year.
No, he's not a rough year, I guess.
Yeah, man, that's too bad. I'm still rooting for that guy though.
Yeah, he got a cup ring. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
My go.
Yep, here we go.
Toronto Maple Leafs question.
Nice.
If they get in a rough cap situation within the next couple of years, who is the player that goes realistically? Now, don't say John Tavares because we both know John Tavares is going nowhere.
That was my pick, man.
I don't think he's full no move.
I don't think you can pay a second line center that much money. I mean, I don't know.
Second line center who lit up Detroit last night with 3 points.
Hey, you chill out now. You chill out. He's making more than the entire Detroit roster. So
listen, buddy,
he better be putting up 3 points.
I'm talking about realistic options. You know you're not trading your captain who has full no move.
Yeah. No, I guess. Yeah, and he wants to stay there obviously because that's his home.
I don't know somebody who could be moved.
I was gonna say Nylander, but honestly,
he's on too good of a deal.
Nylander's, yeah, he's
the only good deal there.
Yeah, so I can't trade him. You can't trade Matthews. That's, I don't know. He's probably gonna win like 5 Rockets in his career. I don't want to say Marner just because I think Marner's the best overall player on that team. He's just in a slump right now. And it's definitely not Morgan Riley. You're proving that. You just gave him fucking $60 million.
To relieve cap, I don't know who you can trade. You've got a guy
none of those 5 guys make sense to trade. I'd have to say Tavares, honestly. I know you're not gonna like that. And I know he's captain. I know he's got a full move, and I know that's his home. So I don't see how you can move him, but that's the only guy right now that I think Toronto's looking to move.
I think they move on from him. As a Leafs fan who knows a lot more about the Leafs than most people.
Yeah, me included.
So I'm gonna say Justin Hall makes $2 million a year.
Oh, I like Hall though. Hall's a good player.
Hall can be replaced.
I find him worth it for $2 million.
He's scratched. He's been playing absolute ass this year. He has the most turnovers on team. I think he's pretty well gone. I look at a guy like Kerfoot, who I like.
Yeah, I think
he makes $2.5 million or $3 million, whatever it is. I think they move on from him. And then you got a guy like Pierre Engvall, who's just like a bottom 6 forward at his best, and he makes $1.4 million. This was all signed before the cap, like COVID stuff.
Yeah.
Like every other Leafs deal, when they anticipated the cap to be going like $88 million by now, when it's really like still 81.
Yeah.
So I think Engvall, Kerfoot, and Hall.
Yeah, I think he definitely can move on from Kerfoot. He's almost invisible. It's only he's a good PK guy though.
Penalty kill. He's really good on penalty kill.
I like him on the penalty kill.
And Nick Ritchie too, because Nick Ritchie's a bum.
Yeah, I don't know. Nick Ritchie never really stood out to me as like a great player.
No, he's not.
So. How much does Ritchie make him?
I think he's like 2.5.
Jesus, man.
And he got 1 point this year, so he's gone next year. Let's be realistic, he's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely doesn't last 2 years in Toronto.
No fucking way.
I don't think you move Hall because defensemen are hard to find. He looks like he gels with that team. He's just might be having a bad year this year or something.
Yeah,
so
we'll
I
see.
think you give him time. I think Kerfoot you could move, but you got to bring back a guy that can fill.
I think they found somebody to replace Hall though.
Who?
That's Liljegren.
Yeah, Liljegren's going to play a big role in that defense in years to come.
Oh fuck! The heartbeat monitor's going off. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways, great question, man. That's a great question.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Tough one to answer.
Yeah, how much is Mrazek and Jack Campbell making?
I think Mrazek's around 4 and Jack Campbell's around $1 million, but Campbell's contract's up this year, so he also needs a raise.
Fuck, man, he's gonna get paid.
He's gonna get 4 or 5 mil.
He's not gonna get paid like he deserves, but he's gonna get paid.
He'll be 4 or 5 mil for probably 3 or 4 years.
Then I think that ages badly too.
I think Mrazek goes after this year.
I don't know. I don't think Campbell is one of the goalies that stays around in the league for a lot longer.
He got to, man, because he's playing. He's consistent, man. He's consistent.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's something about Campbell that screams at me that he's only gonna have like 3 good years, and then he's just gonna go back to what he was before.
Yeah, well, time will tell, I guess.
Yeah. What an amazing story, man. I love fucking Jack Campbell though.
Red Lobster loves it.
Loves Red Lobster, man. Fuck. Yeah, great question, man. I'd like to hear someone who actually knows, like a beat writer or something for the Leafs to see what they'd have to say too.
Yeah.
Interesting question. Vancouver. Next up, does Pettersson score more than point per game this year?
No. I think he's close to point per game. I think he's like 3 points under, 4 points under.
Yeah.
I think that's where he stays for most of his career, near point per game.
Really?
I don't see him being.
Man.
I don't see him, man, as being a 90-point guy.
Nah, man, he definitely is. Come on, he's I don't think he scores point per game this year, but he's got to. He's got to at some point break out and just have like 90 or 100. Man, he's too good not to.
There's a reason he only gets $6.5 million or whatever it is.
Yeah, and that was based on pass play. He'll earn all that money and more.
We'll see. I don't know. I just think he's just not I think he's really good. I think he's a first line center, but I don't think he's a first line center who wins any awards.
We'll see about that. I fucking know Pettersson is going to go up at some point. I don't know when.
Me and you have a lot of different opinions. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't want to talk to someone who just agrees with everything I say. That'd be too boring. I want to hear different perspectives.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, I like that. We'll have to see.
Time will tell again.
Time will tell. That's geez.
Time always tells.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyways, my second last question for you. I got Ottawa. Does Pierre Dorian actually think the Senators will make the playoffs this year? Haha.
I think he knows that they won't, but I think he wants to give the fans a show because the fans have suffered there for probably like 6 years now. It's been rough in Ottawa. So I think he just wants to show the fans, a bit of flash, but
they're trying to win.
Knows in the back of his head that
they're not.
Yeah.
I think 2 years.
I think they're on the same timeline as LA and Detroit. I think in 5 years, all of those three teams and Anaheim too will be serious cup contenders and making runs. But yeah. So 2 years, pretty much.
Thanks.
I don't know. It's weird though because they've got good players, man, that a lot of people passed on and just said, I don't know, like Norris, Batherson,
they're too young.
They're too young right now, but they got a lot of good players there, man.
Yeah,
and they can score right now. So,
good answer.
Buffalo over Ottawa. My second last question for you is in Vegas. And did losing Fleury hurt Vegas more than people think?
Because everybody said, man.
Yeah, man, they haven't looked the same. And I know they're without Mark Stone and Pacioretty right now. And that's why their scoring is so low. But Fleury was a big part of that team's identity, man.
Yeah, you just don't do what they did, especially the way they did it. So, I don't know. I kind of hope they don't do good this year.
No, I always think it's good to see Vegas doing good, but
I don't know. We'll see what happens. Well,
for sure.
If they're in on Jack Eichel trade, we'll see. But we talk about Jack Eichel every week and nothing happens.
That's what they're reporting. Love to play in Vegas though. All the
That's what they're reporting now. They're reporting that Vegas is talking to Buffalo.
I don't see another team that could take them.
Also, Anaheim was in conversation.
Anaheim's got good forward or centers coming up too. They got Zegras and McTavish as their 1-2. I don't see them because that'd be good for right now or the next couple of years. But then eventually you're gonna have one of them either playing the wing or third line. And then it comes, do we trade one, right? So
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Right. My last question for you is the old Canadians.
Yes, sir.
Let me see what I got right here. Are the Montreal Canadiens going to be remembered as a team that had that one good year? This group itself, this version of the Montreal Canadiens.
Obviously, man, they're not going to be like remembered for anything else. Like I think this is I don't know. That was the only high the Canadians are going to have until they just tear it down. And
I'm going to say Price is Canadians. I know he's injured right now, but the Price Canadians, are they going to be remembered for that 1 year.
Oh, I think they've also got the run in like 14 when Kreider ran Price. Price got injured, and then Dustin Tokarski had to come in, or was it Dustin Tokarski? I think so. And then he had to come in, just like, I don't know.
I think ultimately in the end, it's going to be looked at. Was their chance with Price. Do you think they ever get close with Price again?
Not even close, not even remotely. I mean, Price is the biggest part of that team. He's their, I don't know, cornerstone. He's the one they rely on. I think it's going to be hard to do good in Montreal without Price, or even look at that jersey and not think of Price, or to see someone else in net.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the run in 2014 and the run in 2020 is going to be the 2 years where, I don't know, they're high points.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll get up, and I can't see a run in the past that was as significant as the one now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
What do you think?
I think exactly what you said. Actually, I can't argue with you on that one.
Yeah, because until this year, everybody, like, I'd say to my friends, like Habs fans, like, oh man, Habs are shit. And it's like, if we didn't fucking lose Price in 2014, we would have won the cup and stuff when Kreider ran Price and injured him.
Every team got their excuses.
Yeah, just bumped into him or took out his knee or something, or whatever Kreider done. So yeah.
Everybody got their excuses, buddy. Every Leafs got a lot of excuses built up over the years.
I got one. I got Detroit's a young team. That's all I got.
Yeah, all right.
Whenever they're not doing good, dude, Detroit could get blown out 1-0, and I'd be like, they're young. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Good question, man. Yeah, I didn't think about, like, I think about what I think about the Habs now, but not what I think about the Habs in like 20 years or something when I look back and think about this era of the Canadiens. So it's a good question. Look at us ending off on Canadian teams. I got Winnipeg here. How many goals will Kyle Connor score this year? He was one of the 3 stars of the week.
40
goals.
42, 40, 43, something like that.
That's possible. I think he's a high 30s guy. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's going to reach 40 a couple times in his career.
He's
just got a laser shot,
but he's got a great shot.
I don't know if his shot's hard, but it's fast. And accurate
for sure. Yeah, and he's not one of the guys just to sit on one of the wings and just tee off one-timers, like Ovi Kucherov and Stamkos or something. He kind of plays like Matthews. He just doesn't have a deadly shot. Yeah, he's always like,
it's just fast.
In around
when
the
he shoots the puck, it's just like off. His stick releases really quick. So I can see 40. I'm gonna say 43 goals for Kyle Connor and probably like 50 assists. I can see him having an 80, 90 point year. Like, he's that good.
I think he'll have more than point per game. I think he'll be like 85 or something for sure.
Yeah.
Because I think he's just gonna rack up the assists. I don't know, he's weird. He's a great scorer, but he's a pass first guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the guy gets like 50 assists and 30 something goals. I think would be a good number for him.
I can see that definitely. Yeah, that's a good question, man.
Hey, great questions, man. This is a bit of fun. I like that.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right, let's send off the listeners if there's any left. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is another week of the Hockey Tank podcast. I hope you have a happy Halloween. Hope you get lots of trick-or-treaters, or if you're still trick-or-treating, I hope you get lots of candy. Follow us on Instagram for updates, and subscribe to us on YouTube for pretty much the same content you just listened to. But if you just want to be a beauty, then you can also subscribe.
Yes, sir. See you next week.
See you next week, guys.